my name is Casey, and I have depression and anxiety, and my disorders, as they're scientifically called, don't make up who I am. They just make up what goes on inside my head. And I never tell people that I do have it because they tend to look at you differently. And I was diagnosed approximately a year ago. My dad died 3 years ago from cancer, and that has negatively affected my thought process, but it was also a hereditary part that I got from him as well. I'm just a normal teen like everybody else. We all have gone through some serious crap in our lives. We've all gone through some really tough parts, whether we will admit it or not. And it's all the same pain, emotional pain that you'll go through. But it's not something that you can ever disregard or look away from, like society has put forward before. When I was originally going to do my part of the project, I was going to have a character that I was going to play as that had a different disorder, but I'm actually doing me. I'm not going to go into detail about sob story, but when you see me in the halls, you wouldn't see somebody that's necessarily depressed or has anxiety, because it's all in different levels and how it affects people, and people can hide it really well, and it's just not something that a lot of people talk about openly and willing to say that they have it necessarily. So yeah. How about y'all? And these next few clips are just little pieces of the video that I just took, and this is just showing how things can really affect you even though you may not see it. Okay.
Social media is a big thing in our lives, and we have to live up to the expectations that aren't even real from people posting fake photos and them being fake happy.
Hi, my name is Kaylei, and life is hard. When I was born, my parents decided that they didn't want to stay together anymore, which 40% of marriages end in divorce, but what they don't consider is that the children also have to go through it whenever they get divorced. So shortly after that, neither of them decided that they wanted me, so I had to go through foster homes. I was in the system. It was hard. You feel like you're not loved anymore. You don't get any attention. You feel like nobody wants you, like everything is pointless. I soon moved in with my grandma and my grandpa, and I lived here, and life seemed to go better. And then my grandpa ended up passing away, and it went downhill from there. School got stressful, everything got difficult. I've stayed up many nights just doing my homework, stressing about school, crying over exams I have to take. Everything is just difficult. You never know what people are going through, and I know a lot of people go through the same thing as me. A lot of kids have to suffer through anxiety and depression due to things that aren't even in their control. I try to live up to the standards of social media, which is a big impact on our life today in today's society. and just stressing about little things like if your picture is good enough to post or how many views you get on your story. Being a teenager is hard, and sometimes you just want to stay in your room. You don't want to go outside. You want to hide in your room for days at a time, but you have to get out. And I don't know if things will get better, but I know that people have it worse.
Some of us have little siblings or children in our lives that we try to protect from the world that we don't even want to live in. Watching them grow up is hard because we've already passed that stage, and you start to realize how much you miss just being able to live carefree and not have to worry about things that we have to worry about now. Seeing them play and doing just kid things makes you start to reminisce on the times when you could do that and you didn't have a care in the world. And it's hard trying to be happy for them when you have to live in the harsh world that we live in.
Hi, I'm Alyssa, and I have a drug problem. When I was about 14, I started using drugs just because they were easy to get, and it was fun, and it made me feel better. And it was just an easy escape. My parents had been going through a hard divorce. Kids at school were mean. I went through a hard breakup. And when I used drugs, it just made it feel all better. By the time my 15th birthday rolled around, I couldn't go a whole day without using drugs. I couldn't think about anything but drugs. I was definitely an addict. And I wanted to get help, and I wanted to talk to my friends about it, but I just feel like they wouldn't understand. Their parents weren't going through a divorce, they didn't break up with their boyfriend, and they didn't get bullied at school. I felt like if I just stayed home and used the drugs and made myself feel better, eventually I'd be okay. By the time my 16th birthday rolled around, I was a complete mess. I stopped going to school, I stopped hanging out with my friends, I even quit my job. I soon came to realize that this isn't the life that I want for myself, and that even though I had been through a lot, I needed to get back up. So I went to rehab, and I stopped using the drugs, and I went back to school, and everything was fine. Everything was great. So no matter what you're going through, just remember to get help. I know it's easy to feel like no one will understand, or no one wants to hear me out, or nobody cares about me. But in reality, people do care. So go out and get help. Don't go down the same path I did, because it wasn't fun. Thanks for watching.